The power of imagination. Seeing success. Before it happens. Before any skyscraper is built, it exists first in the mind of the architect. Before any symphony is played, it lives in the heart of the composer. And before any life is changed, it begins as a picture in someone's imagination. Imagination is the womb of all achievement. It is the canvas on which every success story is first painted. The most powerful force in the human experience isn't muscle, money, or intellect. It is the ability to see what doesn't yet exist and believe in it until it does. Jim Rohn once said, "Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last, you create what you will." Let that settle in. Everything you seek to build, every goal you wish to achieve, must first be born in your inner world before it can manifest in your outer world. Imagination is more than dreaming. Dreaming is passive. Imagination is active. It involves shaping, sculpting, feeling, and breathing life into ideas. When you imagine vividly, your brain doesn't distinguish between the imagined and the real. It activates the same neurons, triggering the same emotions, building the same mental pathways. That's why the most successful people are those who spend time seeing their future, in color, in motion, with detail. They rehearse victory before the crowd cheers. They feel the handshake before the deal is signed. They celebrate before the results show up. If you can't see it, you can't seize it. Imagination gives you ownership of the future before it arrives. It lets you walk into your next season with confidence instead of confusion. So how do you develop this kind of powerful imagination? How do you train your mind to work for you instead of against you? 1. Create space for silence. In a world full of noise, silence becomes your superpower. Step away from distraction. Sit in solitude. Let your mind breathe. The greatest ideas come when the noise stops. 2. Write the vision. Don't let your dreams stay vague. Make them visual. Write in present tense. I am living in a home by the ocean. I speak confidently on stage. Clarity is the fertilizer of belief. 3. Visualize daily. Before checking your phone, see your future. Close your eyes. Feel the emotions. Picture the results. Let your imagination create the energy that drives your actions. 4. Feed your mind with images of success. Surround yourself with stories of triumph. Watch documentaries. Read biographies. Follow people who elevate you. When you see what's possible, your brain starts to believe it is. 5. Remove toxic input. Negativity suffocates imagination. Be ruthless with your attention. Protect your inputs like you protect your future. Because you are. Remember, imagination isn't fantasy. It's faith in motion. It's the blueprint of every breakthrough. The Wright brothers imagined flight. Edison imagined light. Mandela imagined freedom. What are you imagining? The future doesn't belong to the realist. It belongs to the visionary. To the man or woman who dares to see the invisible and speak the impossible. So close your eyes. Picture the life you want. Feel it. Smell it. Live in it mentally before you ever touch it physically. Because what you consistently see, you eventually seek. And what you seek, you will shape. Imagination is not childish. It is championship-level thinking. Don't limit your vision to your current conditions. Don't shrink your goals to fit your surroundings. Expand your imagination until your circumstances look small. The mind is your most powerful battlefield. Win there first. See it, and you will seize it. Your next chapter is waiting, but only if you can imagine it first. Chapter 2. The Science of Belief. How to build unshakable confidence behind every world-class performer, every high achiever, every person who overcame the odds. There is belief. Not the kind that whispers, the kind that roars. Belief is the seed of confidence, and confidence is the soil in which action grows. Without belief, knowledge is paralyzed. Ideas remain idle. Vision turns into frustration. But when belief enters the picture, the impossible becomes a target instead of a threat. What is belief? Belief is a repeated thought, emotionally charged and consistently reinforced. It is not wishful thinking. It is not blind optimism. It is the inner certainty that says, "I will figure this out," even when you don't yet know how. Belief begins as a choice. You don't have to feel confident to act. But the more you act, the more you start to believe. And the more you believe, the more you act. This is the upward spiral of greatness. Most people are trapped in the opposite cycle. They wait to feel confident before acting. They don't act, so they don't build proof. Without proof, they lose belief. Without belief, they shrink their goals. But what if you reversed it? Start small. Act anyway. Prove to yourself you can. Build belief from experience. Let belief fuel bolder action. That's the science of belief. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." So surround yourself with belief builders, not belief breakers. Your environment either fertilizes your confidence or poisons it. Choose wisely. Here are 5 tools to strengthen your belief system. 1. Identity statements. Affirm who you are becoming. I am disciplined. I am a finisher. I am worthy of success. Say it. Write it. Repeat it. Speak it until you believe it, then act like it's true. 2. Proof journaling. Write down every win, big or small. Track progress. Revisit achievements. Success leaves clues. Your own results are your best evidence. 3. Challenge negative beliefs. When doubt shows up, ask, "Is this true? What evidence do I have? What would I say to a friend feeling this?" Separate fact from fear. 4. Visualization with emotion. Picture the future you want, not just intellectually, but emotionally. Let your heart feel it. Let your body react. Emotion cements belief. 5. Bold action. Nothing builds belief faster than action. Start mess. Why? Start scared. But start. Confidence isn't built in the comfort zone. It's built in motion. Belief turns hesitation into movement. It transforms fear into fuel. It takes maybe and turns it into must. You don't need to have it all figured out. You need to believe that you can find a way. And that belief must be fed daily, like fire needs oxygen. Guard your belief like a sacred flame. Don't let critics, past failures, or current limitations snuff it out. Protect it. Nurture it. Feed it with evidence and affirmations. And when you feel it falter, remember this. Every person you admire once stood where you are. They were unsure, unqualified, unprepared. But they chose to believe. They chose to act. You can too. Because belief is not a talent. It's a decision. And once you decide to believe in yourself, the world will slowly start to believe with you. Chapter 3. Habits that build momentum. Turning consistency into power. If success had a secret sauce, it would be consistency. Not occasional brilliance, not sudden inspiration, but quiet, steady, repeated effort. Momentum is not created by intensity. It's created by repetition. And repetition only comes through habit. The most successful people on the planet don't always do amazing things. They just do simple things, consistently, even when they don't feel like it. Especially when they don't feel like it. Jim Rohn said, "Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day." That's the difference between average and exceptional. The average person acts when they feel motivated. The exceptional person acts because it's who they are. Habits are the automation of identity. When you no longer have to think about doing the right thing, it becomes part of you. That's power. That's freedom. Let's break down how to build habits that create real momentum. 1. Start tiny. Don't try to change everything at once. Start so small it feels silly. 5 push-ups, 1 paragraph, 2 minutes of silence. Small wins lead to big identity shifts. 2. Anchor to existing habits. Link new habits to something you already do. After brushing teeth, drink water. After coffee, write 1 sentence. Stacking makes it sticky. 3. Design your environment. Your surroundings shape your behavior. Make good habits obvious and bad habits invisible. Keep a book on your pillow. Put the phone out of reach. 4. Track progress. Visually, use a calendar, checklist, or app. Seeing streaks builds pride and accountability. What gets measured gets improved. 5. Focus on identity, not outcome. Don't just run to lose weight. Become a runner. Don't write to publish. Become a writer. Habits stick when they reflect who you believe you are. The truth is, motivation fades. Willpower is limited. But systems endure. Habits are your personal success system. And here's what happens when you build habits. You stop wasting time deciding what to do. You reduce decision fatigue. You create stability in chaos. You generate compounding returns. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. One workout won't change your body. One book won't change your mind. One meditation won't quiet your soul. But what you do daily determines who you become permanently. Want more energy? Buy Ulda a sleep routine. Want more clarity? Journal every morning. Want more creativity? Disconnect and reflect every afternoon. Success is not sexy. It's not viral. It's not glamorous. It's waking up, showing up, and leveling up. One small, boring, unshareable habit at a time. People will ask, "What changed you?" And you'll smile. Because the answer won't be a breakthrough. It will be a rhythm. You kept going. You stayed steady. You honored the process. Momentum doesn't come from leaps. It comes from steps. Daily ones. So choose one habit. Just one. Build it. Repeat it. Track it. Protect it. Then watch how momentum begins to carry you where motivation couldn't. Because in the end, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. And if you want to go higher, build better habits. Then keep going. Chapter 4. Destroying excuses. Reclaiming your power. Excuses are seductive. They sound logical. They feel justified. And worst of all, they let us off the hook. But make no mistake, excuses are the language of limitation. Every excuse we cling to is a leash around our potential. Jim Rohn once said, "If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse." Read that again. Then ask yourself, what excuses have you made a home for? Excuses come dressed as truth. They sound like, "I don't have time. I'm too old. I don't know how. I'm not ready. It's too risky. I'll start tomorrow." But underneath every excuse is either fear, doubt, or comfort. Fear of failure, doubt in your worth, comfort in the familiar. Here's the truth. As long as you protect your excuses, they will protect your current life and prevent your future one. Let's destroy them. One by one. 1. I don't have time. You do have time. You just don't have clear priorities. Eliminate what doesn't matter. Audit your calendar. If it's important, you'll make room. 2. I'm not ready. You'll never be fully ready. Readiness is a myth. Start where you are, with what you have. The act of doing prepares you more than the act of planning. 3. I might fail. Yes, you might. But so what? Failure is tuition. You either win or you learn. The biggest failure is staying the same. 4. I don't know how. Nobody knew how when they started. Google it. Ask, learn, move. Action is the best teacher. 5. It's not the right time. The right time doesn't exist. If you wait for all green lights, you'll never leave the driveway. Progress loves imperfection. Excuses feel like protection, but they're actually prisons. And here's the dangerous part. The longer you say them, the more you believe them. Your brain wants to conserve energy. It seeks patterns. So when you repeat an excuse, it becomes a belief. And beliefs shape behavior. That's why we must challenge every story we tell ourselves. Is it absolutely true? Is it serving my future? Would I accept this from someone I love? You don't need perfect conditions. You need personal responsibility. You don't need external permission. You need internal permission. You don't need fewer obstacles. You need stronger ownership. Replace excuses with empowering alternatives. I don't have time becomes, how? Can I better manage my time? I'm too old becomes, I bring decades of wisdom. It's too hard becomes, growth comes from challenge. Ownership changes everything. When you stop outsourcing blame, you reclaim your power. The most successful people aren't excuse-free. They're excuse-aware. They notice the story, challenge it, and rewrite it. Daily. So what story are you telling yourself today? And is it taking you where you want to go? Remember this. You can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. Choose results. Choose growth. Choose truth. Because the moment you stop making excuses is the moment you start making progress. And nothing changes until you do. Chapter 5. The Power of Discipline. Mastering the inner game discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the muscle behind greatness, the quiet force that turns vision into reality. Everyone wants success, but few want the discomfort that leads to it. That discomfort is called discipline. Discipline isn't punishment. It's alignment. It's choosing what you want most over what you want now. Jim Rohn said, "We must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret." Read that again. Let it hit you. Because one of those pains is temporary. The other lasts a lifetime. Discipline is the decision to act according to your values, not your feelings. To follow through even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Here's what most people get wrong. They wait for motivation. But motivation is a mood. Discipline is a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows through use. Discipline is waking up early when your bed feels like heaven. It's choosing the salad when the burger screams your name. It's making the call when fear grips your throat. It's writing the page when your mind is blank. It's the series of small decisions that shape a life of excellence. Here's how to build unshakable discipline. 1. Clarify your why. When the reason is big enough, the discipline follows. Know what you're fighting for. Make it emotional. Make it urgent. 2. Eliminate decision fatigue. Make your habits automatic. Remove unnecessary choices. Wear the same outfit. Pre-plan your meals. Discipline thrives in simplicity. 3. Create non-negotiables. Set standards that are non-negotiable, not optional, not flexible. You brush your teeth every day. Treat key disciplines the same. 4. Track your commitments. Write it down. Check it off. Keep a scoreboard. Discipline loves accountability. 5. Celebrate progress, not perfection. You won't always feel strong, but showing up is a win. Progress builds pride. Pride builds momentum. Discipline is a form of self-respect. It's telling yourself, I am worth the effort. It's not about being harsh. It's about being honest. Every time you choose discipline, you vote for the future version of yourself. You vote for strength, clarity, and achievement. Lack of discipline creates a life of reaction. Discipline creates a life of intention. Without discipline, dreams stay dreams. Potential stays buried. Regret grows louder. But with discipline, you take control of your time. You master your habits. You rise above emotion and circumstance. Discipline is freedom in disguise. It gives you the power to say no to distractions, yes to growth. I will when others say, I can't. So start small. Choose one discipline to master. Show up daily. Track your wins. Feel the pride. Then add more. Stack disciplines like bricks and build a life that lasts. Discipline is not about force. It's about focus. It's not about restriction. It's about direction. Master discipline, and you master your destiny. Because when the inner game is strong, the outer world follows. Chapter 6. Living with Purpose. Fueling your drive. Purpose is power. It's not a nice-to-have. It's the fire that fuels your fight, the compass that guides your choices, and the energy that pushes you forward when everything else says quit. Without purpose, life becomes a series of tasks. With purpose, life becomes a mission. Jim Rohn said, "When you know what you want, and you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it." Purpose gives you that hunger. It's what separates waking up tired from waking up driven. It's what makes obstacles feel like detours instead of dead ends. Purpose isn't found. It's built. It's discovered through movement, reflection, and courage. Most people wait for a lightning bolt, but purpose doesn't strike. It whispers until you pay attention. Let's break down how to build a purpose-driven life. 1. Identify what breaks your heart. What injustice moves you? What problem angers you? What makes you say, someone has to fix this? That someone might be you. 2. Track what gives you energy. Notice. What activities make time fly? What conversations light you up? What topics make you feel alive? Energy is a clue to alignment. 3. Define your core values. What do you stand for? Integrity? Freedom? Growth? Contribution? Values are the foundation of your purpose. Without them, you're chasing applause instead of alignment. 4. Serve something bigger. Purpose thrives in contribution. When you live only for yourself, motivation fades. But when you live for impact, your drive multiplies. 5. Make it personal. Purpose isn't abstract. Tie it to your story, your pain, your past, your personality. Turn your mess into your mission. That's purpose with roots. Purpose gives pain meaning. It gives work fulfillment. It gives goals direction. People without purpose chase distractions, fear discomfort, quit easily, feel empty even after success. People with purpose endure setbacks, push through boredom, focus deeply, stay fueled. Purpose turns have to into get to. Instead of I have to work, it becomes I get to make a difference. Instead of I have to train, it becomes I get to grow stronger for my mission. Purpose is your internal engine. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't fade with likes. It doesn't shrink with setbacks. Here's the truth. Purpose is not a job title. It's not a perfect plan. It's a way of living. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to move with intention. Ask daily, is what I'm doing aligned with who I want to become? Am I making decisions from fear or from purpose? Will this matter 10 years from now? Your life is too precious to live on autopilot. Don't wait to find purpose. Build it. Don't wait to feel ready. Act anyway. Don't wait for permission. Give it to yourself. Because once you live with purpose, you'll never settle for just existing again. You'll stop counting the days and start making the days count. Chapter 7. Building Resilience. Bouncing back stronger. Life doesn't hand out success. It hands out challenges, and the ones who rise aren't the ones with the easiest path. They're the ones who keep getting up. Resilience is the inner armor that lets you bend but not break. It's not about being untouched by hardship. It's about being undefeated by it. Jim Rohn said, "Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better." Resilience is how you become better. Everyone gets knocked down. The question is, will you get back up? Will you rise with new wisdom, deeper strength, and sharper vision? Resilience is built, not born. It's a muscle, and life is the gym. Let's unpack the core principles of mental resilience. 1. Accept what is stop fighting reality. Pain multiplies when we resist it. Say, "This is happening. Now what can I do?" Ownership ends the spiral. 2. Reframe the struggle. What if this isn't happening to you, but for you? What if your pain is your teacher? Growth often wears the mask of discomfort. 3. Stay rooted in identity. Your circumstances are changing, but your identity is stable. You're capable. You're resilient. You've overcome before. You can do it again. 4. Focus on what you control. You can't control the storm, but you can steer the ship. Your effort, your attitude, your next step. That's your domain. 5. Cultivate mental recovery. Resilience isn't endless hustle. It includes rest, reflection, stillness. Like a muscle, your mind grows in the recovery. Resilience looks like choosing to show up when it would be easier to hide, laughing through tears, planning your comeback while still bleeding, believing in the sunrise while standing in the storm. Here's the truth. The most powerful version of you is on the other side of adversity. People think strength means having it all together. It doesn't. Real strength is crying, falling, failing, then standing again with fire in your chest. You don't need a perfect life. You need a persistent spirit, and persistence comes from purpose, from knowing why you must get up. Think of every comeback story that inspired you. The athlete, the entrepreneur, the single parent, the survivor. They weren't superhuman. They were stubborn, focused, and resilient. They rewrote their story. So can you. You're not your setbacks. You're the strength you build in response to them. When life pushes you down, push back harder. Get up with more clarity, more compassion, more courage. Because the people who change the world aren't those who avoid the fall. They're the ones who rise again and again, refusing to stay down. And that, more than talent, more than luck, is what makes them unstoppable. Chapter 8. Mastering Focus, Protecting What Matters Most. In today's world, distraction isn't a side issue. It's the enemy. The battle for your attention is the battle for your future. Focus is your superpower. It's how you build mastery, make progress, and protect your peace. Jim Rohn said, "What you focus on grows, what you think about expands, and what you dwell upon determines your destiny." Focus isn't just about doing more, it's about doing what matters, with intensity, with clarity, with intention. Let's start with the truth. If you don't decide what deserves your focus, the world will decide for you. And the world profits from your distraction. Focus gives you the edge in a noisy world. When everyone else is scrolling, switching, and drifting, you're building, growing, finishing. Here's how to reclaim and protect your focus. 1. Clarify your top priority. Not priorities. Priority, singular. What matters most right now? What will move your life forward if done with excellence? 2. Design distraction-free zones. Your environment. Either fuels focus or fractures it. Silence notifications. Shut doors. Clear visual clutter. Make your workspace sacred. 3. Use time blocks. Don't work endlessly. Work intentionally. Use 25 or 50-minute blocks for focused effort. Then rest. Rhythm beats grind. 4. Set digital boundaries. Your phone is a tool, not a master. Turn off non-essential alerts. Schedule screen-free hours. Reclaim your attention from algorithms. 5. Start with the one thing. Begin your day with your most meaningful task. Before email. Before meetings. Win the morning. Win the day. Focus isn't just about productivity. It's about alignment. It's making sure your time matches your values. Ask yourself, does this task serve my vision? Am I working from clarity or reacting to noise? Is this urgent or is it important? Here's the trap. Busyness can feel like progress, but motion doesn't equal meaning. If you're not careful, you'll climb the wrong ladder fast. Focus says no, not because you're rude, but because you're responsible. Every yes is a trade. You're trading time, energy, presence. Make sure the trade is worth it. And when you focus deeply, here's what happens. You enter flow. You feel fulfillment. You build momentum. You finish things that matter. Focus is rare. That's why it's valuable. In a distracted world, focus is a competitive advantage. Want to stand out? Want to create deep work? Want to leave a legacy? Then you must protect your focus like treasure. Start small. 1 hour of deep work. 1 day of single tasking. 1 week of clarity-driven decisions, and build from there. Because you don't need more time. You need more focus. And once you master focus, you take back your power to live on purpose, not autopilot. Chapter 9. Time Mastery. Owning your most precious resource. Time is life. How you spend your time is how you spend your existence. Every moment is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Rohn said, "Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time." Time is the great equalizer. We all get the same 24 hours. The difference lies in how we use them. Most people don't waste time maliciously. They waste it unconsciously. They drift, delay, and distract. Then wonder why they feel stuck. Time mastery isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, with purpose and without apology. Let's explore the key principles of time mastery. 1. Know your big 3. Identify the 3 most important outcomes you want to achieve each week. These are your anchors. Everything else is noise. 2. Time block. Like a pro, don't work in chaos. Design your days. Assign tasks to time. Treat your calendar as a contract. If it matters, it must live in time. 3. Guard your mornings. Your morning sets the tone for your day. Don't start with noise. Start with intention. Read, reflect, move, create. Own the first hour. 4. Eliminate time leaks. Audit your habits. Social media, unnecessary meetings, mindless browsing. Every leak drains momentum. Plug the holes. 5. Say no with confidence. Every yes is a no to something else. Learn to say no to protect your energy, priorities, and peace. No is a productivity superpower. 6. Batch similar tasks. Group tasks by type. Handle emails in chunks. Make calls back to back. Context switching kills flow. Batching builds efficiency. 7. Create margin. Busyness is not effectiveness. Build buffer time. Leave space to think, rest, and recover. Margin makes room for excellence. Time mastery isn't rigid. It's rhythmic. You don't need a perfect schedule. You need an intentional one. Here's what time mastery gives you: clarity in a chaotic world, progress instead of pressure, presence instead of panic. The truth is, time will pass anyway. The only question is what you build with it. Ask yourself, am I investing time or just spending it? Do my hours reflect my values? What would my calendar look like if success depended on it? You can always make more effort. You can never make more time. So protect it. Prioritize it. Use it like it matters, because it does. At the end of your life, you won't wish you had more money. You'll wish you had more time with purpose. And the way to create that future is to master your time today. Chapter 10. Becoming Unstoppable. The Mindset of Lifetime Growth. Success isn't an event, it's a mindset, a way of living, a commitment to growth, no matter the obstacles, setbacks, or seasons. Becoming unstoppable doesn't mean you never fail. It means you never quit. Rohn said, "Don't join an easy crowd. Go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high." An unstoppable mindset doesn't seek comfort. It seeks challenge. It doesn't fear failure. It uses it. It doesn't chase applause. It chases alignment. To become unstoppable is to live with relentless purpose, unwavering belief, and a daily devotion to becoming better than yesterday. Here's what that mindset looks like. 1. Growth over perfection. Unstoppable people don't try to be perfect. They try to improve. Every day. They see failure as feedback, mistakes as learning, setbacks as setups. 2. Curiosity over ego. They ask questions. They seek help. They read. They listen. They know growth begins where certainty ends. 3. Grit over talent. They don't rely on skill alone. They show up when it's boring, push when it's hard, persist when others pause. 4. Long-term vision. They think in decades, not likes, not weekends. They build legacies, not just lifestyles. 5. Inner fire. They have a reason that burns brighter than their excuses, a why that fuels the how. Becoming unstoppable isn't about having more energy. It's about having deeper energy, purpose-fueled, principle-based, identity-driven. Here's how to strengthen that mindset daily. Morning routine. Start with intention. No scrolling. Begin with gratitude, movement, and clarity. Reflection. Review each day. What worked? What didn't? What will you adjust? Environment. Surround yourself with people who challenge and uplift you. Iron sharpens iron. Learning. Always be reading, listening, growing. One idea can change your direction. Identity. Speak who you are becoming. I am resilient. I am focused. I am a finisher. Unstoppable people don't wait for the world to change. They become the change. They don't fear storms. They learn how to sail. They don't beg for opportunity. They build it. They don't complain about problems. They solve them. They walk with a quiet confidence, built from thousands of private victories. And when life knocks them down, they don't just rise. They rise stronger. So what makes someone unstoppable? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's a mindset built by daily choices. It's deciding every morning to show up, to grow, to lead, to believe, and every night to reflect, to reset, to rest. To rise again, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Because in the end, it's not the smartest who win, not the fastest, not even the most talented. It's the ones who refuse to quit. Become that person. Become unstoppable.